Just what is the big difference between my old faithful trusty fitted irons and my brand new shiny gleaming fitted irons? Let's find out, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome to this YouTube channel. Guys, in today's video we are discussing Mizuno fitted irons, because you see guys, you may remember that I absolutely loved my old Mizuno JPX 921 Tour irons. They were fitted for me in a standard lie angle, they were fitted for me in an AMT X100 shaft and also a multi-compound Align grip, which I thought was great. But then I went down to Mizuno just to check if my irons were right for me, if the lofts were right, the lie angles were right, the shafts were right, and we ended up with these. I'll discuss what these are in just a second. Let's get teed off and let's see what the big difference is. So in this video we are going to test both sets of golf clubs out here on the golf course, but I've also been in the simulator room just to see what the numbers are saying, and it's quite astounding actually. So guys, stay tuned if you want to see the comparison in the numbers. Let's kick things off with the 4 irons, and you can already start to see a little bit of a difference with these clubs, both in the top line and that leading edge, because for me the top line on the left hand club, which is the new one, is a little bit more appealing, a little bit thicker. So that's the one we will go with first. Right. So the big question here is, guys, how much do you gain for changing your golf clubs? How much do you gain for getting refitted? Even though I thought my clubs were correct, guys, comment below, how often do you get fitted for your golf clubs? And would you consider changing yours right now? They do feel fantastic as well, I have to say. That's done incredibly well. Right, old one. So I've tried to keep them as similar as possible. You will notice I've got the same grips on here, so they do look quite similar. Slightly different look down at address. They're not chrome, these are the brushed JPX. Compare these with similar swings. Very similar indeed. Now guys, if you're thinking about changing your irons, buying some new golf clubs, going and get fitted for new golf clubs, it's important to think to yourself, why? Why on earth do I need to buy new golf clubs? Why do I want to buy new golf clubs? And what am I hoping to gain from buying new golf clubs? The answer could be more forgiveness, the answer could be more distance, the answer could simply be that you want to treat yourself. You've been working hard at work, you've got a bonus, or it's Christmas coming up, your birthday, whatever. You're fancying something new and shiny. That's fine, that's allowed. So here's how today's video is going to go. We're going to play a better ball with both my new sets of irons and my old sets of irons, and you're going to tell me, guys, which ones win, and we're also going to jump in the studio and tell you the differences with those irons. I'm going to talk you through the specs so you can see. To start off with, that is new Mizuno 223 Pro, and that's the older one. Now, very similar tee shots because we're coming at an angle, but I'm going to say the 223 Pro wins that on the angle because I've kept it straighter off the tee and it's towards the post, even though the older one's gone a little bit further. It's not always about distance. And it's funny I should say that, because that's actually one of the things which Matt, the Mizuno fitter, did say. He said, James, you don't really need more distance. You sort of hit it far enough, but we can get it straighter, we can get less curvature on the ball. So I said, okay, perfect, Matt. We'll go with the 223 first. So the specs, So the specs on my new Mizuno Pro 223 irons, they are a standard lie angle, just like the JPX. However, we have moved, I've picked a terrible option here because it hasn't got the shaft label on. I'm sure some of them have though, and it has KBS S-Taper 120 in there with the same grip, the multi-compound NMMC Align, because I really like those grips. Right, see, these do look a lot easier to get on with. Little chipping 9-iron from about 145 downhill. How versatile are these compared to the old ones? The old ones were fantastic at this. That's a little bit left, needs a good kick. Oh, it's had a terrible kick, and that's in the bunker. Let's see if the old JPX can save us. These look so old now, so battered. That's miles better. You can say I'm learning from these shots, and I will be learning from them, but that felt gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now you may be wondering why I'm doing this as a better ball and not as a worse ball as I have in the past. And that's because I wanted to give a bit more of a positive vibe. I'm going to try and make some birdies today, not bogeys. Nobody likes bogeys. And in all honesty, that probably wasn't the right shot. So we've got one there just at the back of the green, one in that left-hand bunker. I think really we're just too close to play that shot, but it's nice to test them out and see how versatile they can be. Not a great swing with the 2-2-3, that's one apiece. Okay, this video isn't really about putting, but we'll see what we can do. Birdies are always nice and positive. Big right to lefter. Certainly not as close as you would like to say we had. Hit it and you've got it, James. That's a better ball. A couple of good shots, couple of bad shots, which I'm winning. And you know, I certainly think this has a scope for quite an interesting video, because when you do change your golf clubs, generally you adapt to those golf clubs. I did a video not long ago saying that I was struggling with my golf game. That's nothing to do with the golf clubs, that's to do with me not practicing and having lessons at the same time. Golf's difficult, that's okay. It's okay to think that, because primarily golf is difficult. But if you're chopping and changing your equipment too often, that can make it even more difficult. You see, a lot of people have said that I've changed my clubs too often, too soon. I disagree with that. I've had these clubs almost 2 years in the bag and they've got a bit battered, so they're ready for changing. And Matt said, well, I can make it better with these heads and these shafts, Matt being the fitter. So you're always going to listen to that. You're always going to use what expertise you have available. Right, so we're going to try and play these down. We're not going to tee it up. 4-iron again, JPX to start. How versatile is it with a bit of a stinger? Wasn't exactly low, but it's in play and it's not left, which is a biggie. Same again. Does feel like this has a tiny bit more offset on it, which isn't exactly my cup of tea. That felt delightful. That felt so good. And I think that's another one off the tee for the new iron. Guys, do me a favour and get in the comments below which irons do you think have performed best in the studio. We're going to discuss it after this hole, after we make birdie, obviously. But wait, before I get you to comment below, here are the lofts of the two clubs. Slightly different, as you'll see, so is that going to have a huge difference? Let me know. And you know what's also interesting? When I first tested these irons, when I first got the 223s, the new ones, I was almost against the look of them. I was almost fighting the look of them because they're a little bit bigger and a little bit chunkier, almost like myself. But since I've actually started playing with them, I've actually embraced that and I don't mind it. I actually quite like it. It gives me more confidence. And here you can see two 4-irons off the tee, off the deck, no tee peg used. Very, very similar. The one on the left is the 223, on the right is the JPX 921 Tour. And you can see the left one's a little bit further and a little bit straighter. So again, the newer 4-iron is more beneficial to me. It's got less movement on it. Is that the shaft? Is it the new head? Is it a mixture of both? Either way, we're taking it. That's 2-1 to the new irons. Guys, get ready for these numbers as well. You won't believe it. Or maybe you will, I don't know. So let's see how far we're having to this second hole. 2 chances of this. You'd like to think we'll get one pretty close. 150 playing 155. We are again downwind. I'm going to go 9-iron again. I feel like I can commit to this one. And you'll see the difference in even the sole there. The 223 is way thicker than the JPX. That's going to give you a little bit more give in ground interaction. They also need cleaning, but we'll go 223 first because that's not the 223. They do look fairly similar because that's what the tee shot was. And that top line is so much thicker. But again, is that an issue? Probably not. Right, we'll play this up the left-hand side. It should bounce in nicely. Oh, be as good as you look, please. That felt stunning as well. Oh, it's taken a horrible bounce into the bunker. How? How? That bounced on the green and then into the sand. That's 2 missed greens. 2 from 150 yards. Maybe it's not the irons after all. And this for me is something which is vitally important when we are talking irons. Where is your miss? The first one, it just took a horrible bounce to me. It actually pitched over the bunker and then in. It clearly wasn't far enough, whereas the second one I just pulled and it's in a better position. So go big or go home, I guess. And I think we'll actually do a bit of chipping with these short irons as well, because a lot of people do use a 9-iron around the greens. Stay there. A little bump and run. Do they feel as good as each other? That felt delightfully good. 2-2-3, that was a JPX, should probably mention that. Can we get inside it? Now this looks clumsier, so you'd think it maybe wouldn't feel as good. But it did, and that's in. Oh! Just realised that I left my bag in the way of the hole there, and that's an amateurish mistake to make, so I apologise profusely. So we have a wonderful little par 3 coming up, guys, and after this putt I'll talk through the numbers from both these clubs. Has it been worth changing? Have I gained any distance? And what's happened to ball speed, spin rate, and everything else. So guys, as mentioned, I hit loads and loads of shots in the simulator room here at Woolley Park Golf Club, and I played it to a green around 165, 170 yards, which for me with a 7-iron is around the correct number. Especially this shot you'll see here, because I'm actually going to let you just watch this shot because it nearly went in. I would have counted that as a hole-in-one as well. But looking at the numbers, you'll see that actually the JPX was behind ever so slightly on ball speed. It launched a little bit higher, spun a touch more, and didn't go as far carry-wise by 6 yards. Is that the loft, or is that the technology in the new club heads? So there you go, quite a difference there in distance for the 7-iron, but also 2 degrees difference in loft. So that's going to make a difference. I think for me the big thing here is obviously, yes, the shafts have changed as well, and we managed to keep that spin rate around 6,000 just over, which for a 7-iron is perfectly fine. Do you want an extra 5 or 6 yards throughout the bag? I didn't need it, but I'm not going to turn it down as well. I think that's a good number. It's a good distance to be hitting your 7-iron, as long as you can keep it straight. And as you could see, we hit the green with most of them, so that shows that maybe the work we're putting on the swing is sort of working as well. Can we do it in real life? Similar distance, par 3. Let's finish with a 1. I don't know, maybe a 2 would be nice. Okay, 155 yards uphill into a tiny bit of wind. This is going to be playing around 170 probably. Perfect for the 7-iron. And let's change it up off the tee. Let's go JPX 921 Tour first. We're going to have to flight this down to get that distance, to get it to the flag. Going to go off the deck again. Gone very high, but it might still be the number. That was really well struck. Short, very short. Can the distance difference help? Probably just need the wind to die down in all fairness, but again, felt good. The wind's killed those. The wind has murdered those. I think that one's found the green though. They were 2 fantastic strikes and 2 just all around good golf shots really. Maybe just needed more club. So you can probably hear the wind now on my mic. We are bang into it, and that first one was bang on line. Second one a little bit offline, but better distance. And so guys, I'm going to finish this comparison here, and the 223 has won that round. Guys, get in the comments below, what do you think? Is it worth those extra couple of yards? Do I need to work on the swing? Well, I know we need to work on the swing even more, but I think these could work rather well. That's down to almost a gimme. See if we can get inside that with the JPX. I do miss the I said I will miss them. I do miss them, but I'm starting to get used to the new irons even more. Is it inside? I think it is, yeah. That's two very good chips again. Maybe I should start chipping with 9 irons a little bit more. I don't know who's told me to do that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, smash that subscribe button below and leave us a like. And apart from that, I'll see you all at the same time tomorrow. Bye!